that you want to spend the rest of your life with, or even just love from like just your family and friends. All those little things, mental well-being, where the happiness
Very
will now sink in.
important.
Yeah, all those things come to play. But I didn't bring it up. Since she brought up marriage, let's find out how. What's the dating thing like for you? Are you seeing anyone? Are you are your DMs busy? Are you rejecting DMs? Because it goes down in the DMs. You are very attractive, very reserved as well. And so I'm guessing like if somebody's approaching you, they can't have like stupid pickup lines. They have to be really creative. They have to be very creative on how they're approaching you or anything.
Yeah.
How is it going for you? Do you have anyone special right now?
At the moment, no. I'm just concentrating on. I have so much going on within myself, and I feel like I'm not the same person I was last year, and I feel like it will be unfair for me to commit to someone right now while I am constantly changing and constantly growing. And I feel like it's important for me to know myself first, love myself, take care of myself, know who I am, so by the time I'm getting into something, I'm not able to lose myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes we have this misconceptions that, like I have no issue cooking or doing the chores. If anything, I find baking very therapeutic. I love like doing the chores, but
here comes the but. Here comes the but.
Here comes the but.
Let me stop
it
clapping.
It should not automatically be expected of me, because at the same time I have a career that I'm following up with. I intend to go back to school, so there's still all this, I need to find a balance between work, career, home, and on top of all of that, I'm a firstborn. So not only will I be an example to the younger ones, my parents are getting older, and he will get to a point where I'm the one who's
going to be taking care of them as well.
Exactly. So I can't just think of myself right now. I have other people I need to think about, and
I'm a firstborn too, by the way.
Nice. We have so much in common.
Yeah.
So for me, I feel like it's important right now to just concentrate on me and my growth, and how just discovering myself, if that makes sense, knowing myself better. And once I get to a stage where I feel like I'm comfortable and independent enough to be able to take care of my first family, and then getting married and starting a second family, and I'm the kind of person who's the only man I've ever been dependent on is my dad. I feel
as you should be, and it should be a lesson to everybody else. You hear that?
And he also it got to a point where he let me be independent on my own, and he did not like he's cutting me off kwa ubaya,
just teaching me
to be independent. And I feel like that was such an important lesson, because now I cover all my bills. Like my dad doesn't even give me a shilling anymore, but
you don't have to go to him like, you need money for it. You can take care of like the little things for
even
yourself.
at home, pay bills for the house and contribute.
Wi-Fi at least. Those things, those small things that make them see like, you're being, and it's preparing you for
the
like
future. True. And it makes them, right now, if I said I wanted to move to a different country or move out, they will have seen that I am responsible enough to do that.
Yeah, they'd be like, she's independent enough, she has self-drive, and she can actually handle.
And she takes care of herself, and they can trust that they have taught me enough to go out and be on my own.
That's very important. That's a long answer for somebody who just asked, like, are you seeing someone? Are you seeing someone? But okay. When it comes to just this relationship thing, like, what kind of qualities do you look for, like, in a guy?
The first thing for me would be understanding. Someone who's understanding, and someone who is willing to put in the time to know me, because, like, with social media, you can follow someone and think that you know them.
Yeah, you don't know
but
anything.
But you don't really know them.
I didn't know her at all. I'm just finding out about all these things about her. I didn't know.
And then I feel like commitment is an issue for a lot of people. So someone who's willing to put in the time, put in the effort, because it's not, like how they say, oh, you get married and live happily ever after.
It's not the
It's
case.
not happily
It's
ever
not the
after.
case,
There's
yeah.
going to be hard times. There's going to be misunderstandings, and it's very important for you two to, one, communicate. Communication is super, super important. So if there's someone who's always barking orders and the other one can't even talk, can't be able to communicate to the other, then you're not gonna go far. It'll get to a point where one will get tired and just disappear, not
Yeah.
So
You
I
won't
feel
be
like,
seeing eye to eye anymore.
yeah, so for first thing is someone who's understanding. Two, communication, super, super important. I can't stress it's important enough. Number three, ambition, I guess, is also important, because I can't be the one going to work and you're just sitting on the sofa watching TV the whole time. Like, we have to do this 50-50.
Yeah, true.
I understand that there are times when someone is low and they need to rest, and at that time you can pick up like 80-20, and sometimes it's vice versa. The one who was, the 80 becomes the 20, and you just need to find a balance of working it out,
You actually put that into consideration.
Yeah,
Not a
those
lot
are
of,
very
I'm
important.
just saying, not a lot of, young women would have like the same sentiments. I mean, I'm guessing.
For me, I think where I am mentally, it's important for where my mental state is to match his. If he has like the same ambition and drive and ideals, like it's okay to have different of opinion. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
But as long as you can come to an understanding, very important.
Okay. These questions, once it comes to relationship, my questions are always like this.
Let's go.
So I have another one. This is a very tricky question, but I'm also talking about it from experience, my friend's experience, and just what's happening like currently, like right now. Because right now we've been forced with things like business, work, and just social places and all these things. We are really mixing like from the crowd that used to be like, everybody's just separated, right?
True.
So now you find like a lot of Indian girls will be interacting with like everybody else. A lot of Indian men are interacting with everybody else. I'm guessing you know where this question is going.
Yes, interracial, tribal.
Yeah. What are your thoughts on that? And given a situation, how would you handle it? Because I also know like just a lot of Somali women who like date out of their race
tribe.
as well, their tribe as well, and it's tricky because now you have it's never about you guys.
It's
always
your
like family. It's
True.
always like family because the family is like, come on
Family
now.
and acceptance.
Yeah.
And getting your family's blessing.
Yeah. How? What are your thoughts on that first of all? And a scenario. I'll just paint this scenario.
Okay.
You happen to like someone from a different uni. How would you handle that situation?
For me, I think growing up, I never imagined myself getting married to a Somali. There's
What?
nothing wrong with our people.
Wait,
I love
serious?
them. I love our religion.
You never grew up thinking.
Yeah, and I prepared my parents from an early stage. Like every time I talked to my mom, like I would just scare her a bit.
Oh yeah, just to tease her,
Just to
like
scare-
yeah.
Yeah, but eventually it ended up opening her mind. It like opened up her thoughts, and like I didn't have any I think my intention was just to ensure she's open-minded for whatever happens in the future.
Oh, the future is crazy.
You-
Let's
you
go. You
never
go
know
to a
what will
different
happen.
country, and
Yeah.
I'll send you like a few profiles of like people that I know who are overseas and then they have hijabi, but like I see their husband and I'm like,
Is white or black American.
yeah.
So for me, I don't have a problem marrying outside my tribe. Like I think the only important thing.
A lot of your people will be listening and watching to this podcast,
I love
right?
my people. I love my the Somali people, the culture, the history. Everything about our people is beautiful. But at the same time, I don't find anything wrong with like interracial marriages, or if anything, it's such a beautiful thing seeing two very different cultures coming together and Yo, mixed babies are beautiful.
Yeah, true, very
But
true.
if I end up, with a Somali guy, I also
Yeah.
don't have a problem with that. I'm just open.
You're just saying like if you like somebody, you actually just like them for. You're not restricted
I'm
to
not
like it
restricting
has to be.
myself to it has
Yeah.
to be ABC.
I don't know whether you saw my teaser that I posted yesterday.
Uh-huh.
I was asking like the concrete roses
Oh,
girls cause
yeah, I saw
one is
that
South
one.
Korean and the other
one
is
Indian.
Indian as well.
Mhm.
So I was asking, but even for them, like their answers, it's like, yeah, they have even like been in situations where they've dated out of their race and everything.
Mhm.
But it's always like about what's always at the back of your head is like, the parents.
What will my parents think
Yeah,
of it?
and how you're going to deal with that situation in case you guys actually get serious
Yeah.
with what's going on with you.
Yeah.
So
So I feel like also but I feel for me, I've talked to my parents enough for them to understand. I feel like for them, what will be more important is religion. Now, if you're both from different religions,
yeah, how is this gonna
how will
fly?
you raise your
Oh
kids?
yeah.
Like what religion will you? If you're both Muslim, it's easy. If you're
Yeah.
both Christian, it's easy.
Mhm.
But if you're from two very different, diverse backgrounds, the children might get confused. And sometimes that is like a huge aspect that parents look at.
Yeah, and even just growing up as a child, you don't
You grow up confused. You feel also that when I look at a lot of people that are from a different background growing up in a region where there's no people that are like them.
Yeah.
They grow up
It's always hard to
confused.
fit in. It's really hard. Yeah.
And like there's this side and there's this side, and you can't really choose because you love both your parents, and
Yeah.
like all that comes to play. But if you find a way of working it out,
Well and good. but like that's what I'm saying, like even for the current climate, things are so different and
things are changing
and,
so fast.
and there's no script.
Mhm.
So you can't say like even parents, they can't be prepared for that because they're like, okay, sir, now it's happened, how do we deal with this?
Yeah,
you didn't prepare us for this, how do we deal with this? You tell us, because you're the one who's decided to take this journey. How do we deal with this? And I also understand, because even from them, maybe they were like, they've just grown up very differently.
Mhm.
And there's just maybe one way they know of things, how they work.
Yeah.
And now they have to accept all these things.
Changes
Yeah.
happening so fast.
You're already throwing modeling at them. You're already throwing them all these other things on their knee. They're like, how many things do we have to deal with? But it's
Yeah.
also important just to hear that from like your perspective, because
Yeah.
I mean, I wouldn't, because I know like people who are like, me, if somebody's from this ethnicity or tribe or this nini, I can't. And I'm always like, wait, what do you mean? What does that even mean? Because you can't really not like someone for no reason at all, apart from their different nini. Yeah.
For me, I think the most important thing is who the person is.
Yeah.
Like their persona, their intentions, just who that person truly is at their core, who they truly are. For me, that's the most important thing. If you find a good person, their ethnic background doesn't really... Like, that's something that I'm not strict about. I'm very open about that. Yeah.
I have a very smart way of answering all my questions. But I'm like, now, there's no question that can get you off here or anything. I know you've talked a lot about how you're trying to just focus on yourself and everything, but do you ever have like, pressure maybe from like friends, aunties who are telling you like, hey, by then, after a certain age, where you really need to, we want you to have like a first kid at this age, plus they've experienced it, maybe they're not always like coming from a bad point. They're always like thinking, okay, if you have like a baby at 20, by the time you're like 25, 30, you've already finished all these things. But now if you want to actually deal with these things when you're slightly older, it's gonna be different, and they're not lying. They're also right in a way. But have you
thought about? Funny story. Last weekend I was at a wedding. And this lady offered to, like, she was like, I want to come to your dad and propose my son to you.
Ooh, okay.
And I think my answer is always going to be the same. I'm not ready. They say once you that question comes about, I always think, am I am I the person that I'd want to marry? So I work towards being that person that I'd actually want to marry, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, the pressure is there because like a good number of my friends who we went to high school with, they're married, some have 2 kids already, and I'm still like...
But do you feel like, okay, do you feel like, forget about like what everybody else is
He's
saying,
do I
but
feel
do you
the
personally, do you feel the pressure of like, hey, maybe I should? Maybe
I
should.
don't think so. I feel like everything happens in its own time, and when it gets to my time, it will be my time. But for now, I can take this. You know, I don't know how long this small independent period will last. So I'm just taking advantage of it and just growing myself as a person. And
Taking things, step
taking
by
things
step.
slow. Whatever happens in the, I believe that everything is already written and the ink is dried, and God has his own plan for us, and